You've got all these credentials, all these years of experience. You see clients in real life, and Sally down the street, who literally just decided last month she wants to start educating moms, she is outselling you. And here's why. You don't believe deep in your soul that you're the expert. So your content is wishy-washy. And while Sally shows up with so much confidence and certainty that people just buy her stuff. If you're scrolling Instagram and you see a reel that says 5 signs you have urinary incontinence versus a reel that says you pretended to be tired again last night because you were afraid to have sex because you smell like urine, which one stops you? If you're this person, the second one, every single time, because it's speaking to what she's actually feeling, not the polished professional version of her problem. When I was marketing 2 birth classes at the same time, my sales dropped. I'd say, if you want unmedicated or Medicaid, this class is for you. But if you had a C-section, this other class is for you. And if you already know you're going to have a belly birth, then the belly birth class is for you. Confused buyers don't buy. The moment I picked one and got specific, that's when everything changed. If you're posting every single day, you've got all the credentials, you're showing up, you're doing the things, but you're still not selling your offer, I'm about to tell you exactly why. And friend, it is not your offer. It's not your expertise. It's not even, most likely, your content. It's that you're being wishy-washy about who you're talking to, and confused buyers do not buy, period. I'm Trish Ware, and this is Sold Out Sales School. Let's get into it. Today, we're talking about the number one mistake I see killing sales for experts who sell to moms and families. Now, before we get started, let me tell you that both the dogs are in the room with me. You know I love my pups, and Remy is back here snoring. So if you hear that, that's what you're hearing. Okay, so here's what cracks me up. You've got all these years of experience, all these credentials, and you see clients in real life. You help mamas in real life. Like, you walk into a room and talk to real moms. And Sally down the street, who literally just decided last month she wants to start this business educating moms, she's doing better than you. And if you're Sally down the street, girl, go you. But I'm going to tell my experts that are on here and anyone else who is really feeling wishy-washy and not confident, I'm going to tell you exactly why that is and how to fix it in the next 10 minutes. So let me take you back to when I was building Labor Nurse Mama. I'm a 16-year high-risk labor and delivery nurse. I have attended over 1,000 births, so many more. I know my stuff. I'm also a mom of 7, you guys. Like, I'm thinking that, right? I've breastfed most of my adult life. I know how to take care of a postpartum body. I can talk about pregnancy until I'm blue in the face. I can talk about postpartum. Oh my gosh, I can help everyone with breastfeeding. And I started creating all this content about birth and postpartum and breastfeeding and newborn care. And you know what was happening? Nada lada. Like, people would watch, people would like, they would engage. They were asking me questions. They're sharing my posts, commenting, but nobody was buying. And here's the specific moment that changed everything. Number one, I dialed in on birth. I had been marketing all these things and even doing random masterclasses, but I was so burnt out because I was trying to market all these different things, which are really marketing to all these different people. And I remember at the end of my birth ones, even I was confusing people because I would get to the pitch part of the workshop and I can still say the whole pitch, right? If you want an unmedicated or medicated birth, if it's your first time or your 7th baby, if you want an induction or blah, 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 calm labor, confident birth is for you. However, if you've already had a C-section and you know that you want to have a vaginal birth, then the VBAC lab is for you. Crickets. Confused buyers don't buy. But here's the other thing that happened that was even more eye-opening. When I created the VBAC lab, I went into it thinking like a high-risk labor nurse. And, you know, what is a high-risk labor and delivery nurse most worried about when it comes to VBACs? Uterine rupture. And all my birth workers listening to this know this. So I'm creating all this content about the stats, about how rare uterine rupture is, like trying to make her feel good, right? All the safety data. And I'm just scaring the crap out of these moms because you know what? That is not what they were most afraid of. That wasn't their fear at all. What I realized when I actually started listening to them and hanging out in their groups, reading the comments, I dialed in on what their actual top fear was. And when I started creating content that addressed it, when I shifted my messaging to speak to that, that landed. And guess what? That sold out the VBAC lab. And that's when they felt that I could see them. Like I wasn't seeing them as a nurse sees a patient. I was seeing them as real people. So what I learned, and this is what I teach my clients all the time now, and why we start here in our onboarding when they join the mastermind, is that when you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. And when you're speaking as the expert to other experts, you're missing her. You're missing who's going to actually buy your offer. And that is your BFE, your best fan ever. She doesn't care about the stuff you care about. She doesn't care about what you think she should be worried about. She cares about what's keeping her up at night. And if you don't know that, if you don't know what she's Googling at 2 a.m., what she's afraid to say out loud, if you're confused about who you're talking to, she's confused too. If I land on your Instagram and I can't tell in 5 seconds who you help and what you do, you've lost me. If your last 10 posts are all over the place in your messaging, educating about this and talking about that and showing up here, but never clearly saying, I help this person with this specific problem, get this specific result, you're wasting your time. And how you say that, that's in the magic of messaging. And that is what I am magical at. Because all your pretty content won't matter if nobody knows it's for them. Okay, so I'm going to give you the framework I use with my clients to get crystal clear on their BFE. And I learned this years ago, and it's called the SPIN framework: situation, problem, implication, need, payoff. So first is her situation. What does her actual day look like? Her current reality. And I want you to get specific, not she's a mom. That's too vague. I already know you sell to a mom. That's why you're here. Okay, so let me give you a framework that I teach inside Content Mastery Mastermind and that I give my clients to get crystal clear on their BFE. Actually, we have an AI agent called Freya that we put all of my teachings over 2 years, my brain, everything, so that we could use this framework. And it's a framework I learned a long time ago. It's SPIN: situation, problem, implication, need, payoff. So first, what is her situation? What does her day-to-day look like, her current reality? And I want you to get specific, not like she's a mom. Well, I'm a mom and I have adult children. I also have an 11-year-old. You might be a mom who just got pregnant. That is too vague. So let me give you an example. Think about a sleep consultant. Her BFE isn't just a tired mom. Her day-to-day looks like this. She's been up every 2 hours for 6 months. She snapped at her toddler this morning because they dropped some cereal on the counter because she's running on 3 hours sleep. She's crying in the bathroom because she can't remember the last time she felt sexy or she felt like herself. And her husband is like wanting attention as well and asking her, are you okay? And she just wants to scream. She's Googling, is this normal? Like, how often should a 6-month-old sleep? Am I a bad mom because I can't get my 6-month-old to sleep while she's rocking the baby for the 4th time during the night? And let me tell you this, if you're scrolling Instagram and that's you and you see a post that says 5 tips to help your baby sleep through the night, which these are great, don't get me wrong, these are part of our foundation. But what if you see a post or reel that says you snapped at your toddler today again because you've been up every 2 hours with your 6-month-old for the last 6 months and you can't remember the last time you felt happy? Which one is going to stop the scroll for you? Now, we like educational posts, don't get me wrong, but the second one is going to speak to how she's feeling, not the polished professional version of her problem. So now let's talk about the P, the problem. What is frustrating her the most? And here's where you have to stop thinking like the expert and start thinking like the BFE. The problem isn't always what you think it is, like with my VBAC moms. I thought the problem was the risk of rupture, but the real problem was doing all of this and not getting a vaginal delivery. The real problem was the shame and the guilt if it didn't work out and they had another C-section. For that sleep consultant's BFE, the problem isn't just baby won't sleep. The real problem because she loves her baby and she loves time with her baby, is feeling like she's failing as a mom because she can't keep everything else together. She sees all these other moms on Instagram whose babies are sleeping through the night at 8 weeks. And she's like, what the hell am I doing wrong? And she's too exhausted to enjoy her baby. And she feels guilty with her toddler. She feels guilty for resenting this little person in the middle of the night. So you have to become a detective. Go into your DMs, look at your comments, go to your competitors' posts, read what people are actually saying, not what you learned in your certification. Screenshot everything. I keep a whole folder in my phone of my BFE's exact words, because when you start to use their words back to them, that's when they feel seen. So the next one, the third thing, is the implication. What happens if she doesn't fix it? What does it cost her? And I'm not just talking about money. I'm not saying like, how much does it cost her? What does it cost her in time and confidence in her relationships? So going back to our sleep deprived mama, if she doesn't fix this, what happens? She's going to keep snapping. She's going to keep feeling distance from her partner. She's going to feel like she's failing. And, again, her relationships in life are suffering because she's too tired for connection. She can barely hold it together. And she's missing out on this season that she really looked forward to because she's just surviving. And the longer it goes on, the more she starts believing maybe she's just not cut out for this, and add in all the emotions and the hormones and all the things. If you're listening and you're posting content every day but not making sales, the implication is you're wasting hours creating the wrong content, and you're starting to question yourself. Is my offer even good? Am I ever going to be able to do this? Should I even keep doing this? But it has nothing to do with your offer. It's just that it's still a secret. They just haven't found it yet because you're not being clear. Okay, fourth, that is the need payoff. What does she really want? And I'm not talking surface level, not she wants her baby to sleep through the night. What does she really want? She really wants to feel like a whole person, a good mom again. She wants to wake up and have energy to play with her kids. She wants to enjoy her baby instead of surviving. She wants her partner to look at her like a wife, not just as someone who's always exhausted. And she wants to feel like herself again, the version of her that laughed and didn't cry over spilled cereal. And that is what you're selling. You're not selling sleep tips. You're not selling your 5-step process, even though this is important. You're selling the outcome. You're selling her how her life shifts when she gets the result. So here's your mic drop moment. Parents don't invest in parenting tips. Nobody invests in you for the tips. They invest in the outcome. They invest in peace and connection and feeling like they're doing the right thing. And the more clear you are about that outcome, the more they buy. The more vague you are, the more they scroll. Now, I know this is hard. I know it's not that easy. I know your brain is telling you, but Trish, if I get too specific, I'm going to lose out on other people. There aren't enough people out there who need exactly what I do. That is scarcity mindset talking to you. And I've been there. I struggle with this in my coaching business. Should I just say I work with experts? Should I say I work with motherhood experts? Because I've helped other people too. And some of my clients aren't even in the mom space. But here's what I know. When you narrow in, you don't lose people. You attract the right people. You'll still get the others who will filter in. But the ones who are meant to work with you will stop scrolling and say, oh my stars, this is for me. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to get out a piece of paper. I mean, if you're like me, I'm a paper gal. Or open up a note on your phone. And I want you to answer these 4 questions. You ready? Grab your pen, grab your paper, whatever it is, and voice note it to yourself if you want. What is my BFE's situation? My best fan ever. What is their situation? What does it actually look like day to day? Next, what is their real problem? Not what I think it should be. Like dig, dig, dig. You become a detective and you really investigate, what is she actually feeling? Now, what happens if I don't fix it? What does it cost her? What does she really want, and what is the outcome? Then I want you to go look at your last 10 posts. Do your posts answer these questions? Could a stranger tell exactly who you help and what you do? If not, we need to change that, because every single day you're posting without clarity, you're literally wasting your time. When you're trying to help everyone, someone is becoming the expert and it's not you. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, Trish, I need help with this. I am so tired of spinning my wheels and doing this on my own. I'm tired of posting content. I'm burnt out because it's not selling. I want you to apply to work with me. Here's the thing. I am the only coach who built a 7-figure business in the motherhood niche, not coaching other coaches. actually selling to moms, a $297 product to moms at scale. That's my zone of genius. That's why I can help you spot your messaging problems and fix them fast. So go to the show notes or go to trishwarecoaching.com/apply, click the application link. Once you apply, if you're fit, we'll have a conversation and I'll share the 3 ways we can work together. But I only work with action takers. So if you're not an action taker, if you're not coachable, if you're going to make excuses about why now's not the right time, this isn't for you. But if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start selling your stinking offer, let's talk. Okay, if this episode hit home, please do me a favor, share it with one other business owner, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the next episode, leave a review if you're feeling a little generous. It really means a lot and it helps us. And follow me on Instagram at I am Trish Ware for daily real talk about building businesses that actually work. And every 6 to 8 weeks, we do what we call is the sold out offer challenge. You can always sign up as a VIP at all times. The first 5 who sign up for the next challenge get a one-on-one call with me, which normally costs thousands. So go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO. That was your cosmic slap on the booty. Now let's start selling your offer.